Hey guys, I've got the result today. I took the exam last Sunday, so it's just a one-day result. I think this course can be improved, and I'm going to share with you the reason why I lose drastic marks in these bonds and also for the speaking as well. Although I've got 84 points, this can be improved if I avoid those mistakes that I have done during the examination. So let's start with the speaking. There were two questions that I missed some words. However, I think it didn't really affect my score because the intonation, the pronunciation, and the delivery of the sentence is fine. Like I was able to straightly, there's no stuttering, so it's really important. Do not talk too fast. That's one of my problem, and it's also do not talk too slow as well. So with the describe an image, I didn't really nail it. Like it's just more like when I explain a graph, this is how I do it. Like this is a bar graph about the comparison between male and male. I think they both have a different same value, so it's very casual conversation. And since PT is more academic, you need to upgrade a bit your wording. So I think that's also the reason why I drastically lose mark with the speaking. But piece of advice with the speaking, don't overcomplicate it. As long as that you can deliver the job in speed, repeat the sentence and read aloud, you can get a higher score or the superior mark. You don't need a 90 points. You just need to have a 79 up points to get a superior bond. Now let's proceed to the writing. With the writing, supposed to be, I'm going to be getting high mark on this, but because I want to maximize the essay, so this is what happened. The question is more like, if I can still remember, it's about, do you agree that learning foreign language at school is compulsory? And then you put your point of view and use examples. Now, I was able to provide an introduction, the body, and the conclusion. And I think that's only like a 200 something words. And I want to maximize it, so I inserted a second paragraph for comparison. Now, what happened is I'm running out of time, and when I recheck the third paragraph, the past tenses, like the tenses were rumbled, and I was in a rush of like fixing it, and it gets first, and I know like what the heck, this would really drastically lose my mark, and I know it in the first place that I'll be getting a very low high mark. I was actually very worried last Sunday. I thought that I'm gonna get a competent score in writing, but hopefully I'm glad it's 66. At least it's still in the proficient part, but this can be improved. I think if I did had any typo on the writing, and like having a typo, like putting I had or something like a past tenses, will completely change the sentence. Like even though it is a typo, it will still be you need to recheck it. It's better to have a shorter answer than to have a longer answer, but it has grammatical errors. So lesson learned. So you can improve, I think I can improve this part by making sure that I don't have grammar problem. The third sentence is really the issue in this writing. Now with the listening part, there is, as long as you can nail write the dictation, and like the highlights and other stuff are just easy, but the write this dictation, I think, I'm not sure what's the word of that, but write the dictation or something, you need to make sure that you are writing, or you're dictating, you are writing the right words. So there are some few questions or like phrases that I am very hesitant to put, to like other suggestions saying you put chemicals, let's say the word is chemical. So it's better to put 2 because you're not going to be losing points if you put 2 if you're not unsure. But I felt very awkward to have let's say a word chemicals. So it's a me thing. So I need to just a lesson learned. I need to a bit follow a piece of advice. It's a loopholes in PTE. It's not supposed to be like that, but it works. So if you're not sure with a word, you can write the word 2 times, like chemicals. As far as I remember, the very long word in the dictation that I think drastically lose my points is listening is this passage. Like, a mixture is defined compound in which chemicals and liquids are apart. That's how I write it, but that's not really the entire sentence. Probably chemicals and liquids are apart. So in that section, I lose drastic mark because apart and part are different. Chemical and chemicals are different. Liquid and liquids are different. But if it's just like a mixture, is not really a big, like, it's not counted. So if you're not sure, you can double write, like write the word twice. Now in the reading part, I think I need to practice more on this in terms of the reordered structure. But I said reordered structure is not really a big deal in reading. You need to concentrate in filling the blanks. Now in the reading part, there's a lot of questions in the fill in the blanks. I am confident with few questions, but there is 2 questions there that I wasn't able, I'm not so sure because I am rushing. Again, in the reading again, I was rushing because I don't have enough time. And I was having a computer problem. I'm always buzzing with the officer because the keyboard is really bad. So just to double check as well, you can, I think, I am not sure if I can, you can tell the officer, I should say tell to the officer at that time that I am sort of like losing, because like the keyboard is not really functioning well. The keyboard, or the mouse rather, is not functioning well when I'm dragging things. But although it's not really the 50%, the 100% reason why I lose mark because of the keyboard, but I'm also struggling with the reorder structure and the fill in the blanks. There's 2 questions that I'm not sure that I answered it correctly. In every question, there's a 5 points. So if I mistakenly answer all of those 2 questions, that's total of 10 points. So I think that's really the reason why I've got this reading. So the writing, speaking, listening, I'm sure I can get full. I am confident that I can get superior marks in these bands, but in the reading, for the next retake, but in the reading, I really need to study more and enhance my vocabulary, especially in fill in the blanks and in the reorder structure. Reorder paragraph is really hard. Like, that's the most struggle so far.